everyone could please stand. If I could ask all of you to please turn your attention to our American flag as we say the Pledge of Allegiance together. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I would like to ask Avery Carter to please come up here as she will be singing our national anthem. Good.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Avery. That was beautiful and perfect. I would also like to thank our guest pianist, Rebecca Mahoney. Good evening and welcome everyone to tonight's Class of 2018 graduation ceremony. My name is Krista Fons. I'm the program director at Renaissance High School and very privileged to be that. These graduates have worked very hard. They have overcome obstacles and adversities and persevered to reach this special moment. With that acknowledgement, I know that they have had supports and that have made them able to accomplish this with guidance of people in this room that have only wanted the best for them. Today, celebrating your accomplishments may be your parents, your grandparents, your siblings, guardians, loved ones, friends, and neighbors. And also your mentors at Waypoint Church are with us tonight. I'm sure there's others who may not be here, but are in your thoughts and also in our hearts today. I would like to ask all those special people to stand so that our graduates can take a moment to applaud and honor you. Thank you. I know that you've all worked hard with them. Staff, will you please now stand? I know that each graduate here today has close relationships with one or more of you, and I know this is a day that we've all dreamed of for them as well. Thank you. We also have many distinguished guests that I'd like to acknowledge right now. From our Clarkston Board of Education, we have the President, Elizabeth Egan. Our Vice President, Kelly Horst. Gregory Need, Treasurer. Steve Heyer, Secretary. Susan Boatman, Trustee. Andrea Catalina, Trustee. And Cheryl McGinnis, Trustee. Our Superintendent of Clarkston Community Schools, Mr. Sean Ryan, is here as well. As some of you know, I'm a U.S. veteran, and I want to take this opportunity to welcome Sergeant Ramirez. He's in the house today. And he is here to support Michael Whitaker, who will be going on to serve our country shortly. Board President, Mrs. Elizabeth Egan, will now share some of her thoughts with the graduates and the audience regarding the vision for the Clarkston Community Schools.
Thank you. That was charming. So before I begin, I just want you to know that one of the most powerful and compelling speeches in history is the Gettysburg Address, and it's quite remarkable because it's only 2 minutes. And so I'm feeling very powerful and compelling, but I'm going to assure you that I am not as worthy of the praise of the Gettysburg Address, but I will assure you that I will be brief. So I'm about 2 minutes long tonight. So good evening, and on behalf of the Board of Education, welcome to tonight's graduates. This is your big day. You did it, and we congratulate you. And I want you to look around the room for just a brief moment and consider that this is the village that raised you. These are the people that brought you to where you are today. They helped you along the way. And we are all here to honor your impressive and collective accomplishments this evening. So we're very proud of you. And I hope you feel that collective love from the community. So the vision of Clarkston Community Schools is that each student is engaged in their educational experience so they gain a sense of self, perspective, responsibility, and contribution. And the Board of Education, we're big believers in that we can't measure everything on a standardized test. And some of these attributes that we want you to walk away with, you're not going to get scored on that. But if you really want to see what students have learned through their academic environment, we ask them, what will you take forward as a graduate? And so some of our top scholars, not only from Renaissance High School, but Clarkston High School, really wrote my speech for me tonight. I'm going to share with you their reflections on what they learned. And I love this because it certainly encompasses what we try to bring into our culture through our vision. So these are their responses. This is the class of 2018, your students, your classmates. I have learned the importance of hard work and perseverance. Every experience, whether a success or a complete failure, holds some value. The most important skill my teachers have taught me is how to learn. I have learned that my family will always encourage me to do my best. I learned not to be afraid of change because even though change can be difficult, it is sometimes very needed and can lead you to great things. I didn't know how hard I would have to work to be successful. My classes over the past few years have taught me the importance of hard work and to stay focused. I have often had to stop myself during stressful weeks and remind myself that it is okay to relax a little and enjoy life along the way. And so it really does give me great inspiration to hear the words of our students, because I think they've learned more than, how to take a square root of an imaginary number, right? I mean, you've learned a lot. So, class of 2018, the world awaits you. It awaits your logic, your reasoning, your problem-solving skills, putting your dreams into words, and knowing your passions. While today means high school is behind you, and the days of when will I ever need this, those days are over, but you still have mountains to climb. The answers to who you are, what you can do, and how you fit in the bigger world now reside within you. So, as I finish, I want you to know that we all love you. We want you to come back and visit. We want you to live your life with purpose, and we want you to have a very happy life. And at this time, I'd like to introduce our new superintendent, Mr. Sean Ryan. I have known him since he was the new principal in this building, the junior high, quite a few years ago. I was the PTA president, and we have worked together for many years. He started as a guest teacher in Clarkston, though, before he moved up the ranks to a full-time teaching position, and then assistant principal at the high school, and then the junior high principal. Then to deputy superintendent, and of course to today's position, superintendent. And I will tell you, he is more than just a great educator and community member. He's also a great parent. And we apparently go get our hair done at the same salon, because Saturday I was getting my hair done, and I was a mess. And I hear this familiar voice, and I'm feeling like this. And I hear this familiar voice talking to two sweet young girls, his daughters. And he was going in to the hair salon because he has the morning routine before school with his daughters, and he was learning how to do special braids, messy buns, and ponytails. But I mean, this is the kind of person that we have leading our schools, our buildings, our teachers, and our students. And I think this is wonderful. He's a very engaged, modern dad. And so I'm very proud to turn the podium and microphone over to Mr. Sean Ryan, our superintendent.
All right, I have my notes here. Can everybody hear me? We're going to step away right from the start because I'm not much of a hide behind the podium type guy, and this is one of the most important opportunities to speak in my life tonight. And hopefully by the end of it, you'll know why. It might not measure up to the Gettysburg Address, but I think the jury's still out. So I'll leave it to kind of an audience poll at the end to see as far as the overall speaking points. But why this is so important to me is that I look at Renaissance as my favorite school within our school district. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Really. Thank you. And I'll tell you why. It's not because of the amazing architecture. It's the people in that building. Because when I look, this group right here, again, no podium, no notes, you know what I see? I see survivors. I see people with grit. You made it here tonight. I also see an amazing group of families and teachers and staff and a principal that are here supporting. The people who work here care more about the kids here in this community than you guys could ever imagine. So my hat's off to you, everybody that brings it every day to make sure that these guys can make it. Come on, really? Are we gonna have, is this going to be kind of a celebration? Or are you just going to sit back, especially you guys in the back? Let's hear you. Thank you. But before I got started, to put my notes away, I had a little bit of inspiration. I think I'm going way off script now because I'm actually going to leave the stage. You guys know Mr. John Acton? Can you please stand up? I'll help you. Do you guys believe in angels? No, really. Do you guys believe in angels? This man is the angel of Renaissance High School. He is. God bless him. A hug. John is a former principal in the Troy School District. That's the only thing that'll hold you at fault. But he's also been a longtime community member, and he invests so much into the kids in that school. He brings his heart every day there. He's made a difference, and I want to thank him. Thank you, John. And all the benches he's made. So I was trying to think about what type of message would I bring to give some street credit to the idea that I'm a survivor too. And I was talking with my mother this past weekend, and she's dying right now. She has kind of an end-stage congestive heart failure, but she's my inspiration. And when we talked about what I would share with the group tonight, I told them about, the story that we had growing up. She's like, exactly, Sean. She's like, that's where it's at. She's like, if you would have been back in school, would have been at Renaissance. No lie. And my mother, a couple things about her, it's kind of interesting, at least to me, is that she grew her first couple years in Italy, and then she came across the United States as an elementary school kid. Believe it or not, back then, ESL, where they support you to learn a second language, she was supposed to be in 5th grade. ESL was, we're just going to put you in the 3rd grade. So they backed you up a couple years. And if you're a 5th grade girl, you guys know how girls get a little bit bigger faster? Kind of a tough spot for a girl that's supposed to be in 5th grade. She quickly, with the support of her grandfather, my great-grandfather, who came from Italy like 20 years before and slowly brought the family over as he had money and resources to do so, helped support her to learn how to read and write. She quickly got out of 3rd grade by Christmas time and was on towards 5th grade by the end of the school year. She struggled all the way through school as well. Her dream was to eventually get a philosophy degree. She took a small stint in a convent. You guys know what that is, where they make nuns? Very bad for me, my future. I'm glad my mom did not decide to pursue that part of her dream. But she graduated with her college degree, kind of a dream, one of the first people in her family in this country. And that inspiration kind of carried over, because when she met my dad was on his way to try to become a college professor. Unfortunately, I came along. The start of my story of success or drive or rise is that they tell me from the beginning I was an accident. I wasn't supposed to come. They loved me, but I came kind of as an accident, a beautiful accident, but an accident all the same. And as luck would have it, my dad also got sick at this time and had to drop out of school. So we were literally, for a number of years, on government assistance. We were barely scraping by as my dad tried to get well to get back into school. And it was some of the happiest times I can remember. You know, my dad had to swallow his pride a lot and go for, at the time, government assistance, which was in the form of not only food stamps, but back, if you guys remember back in the late 70s, 80s, they used to actually give out cheese. Anybody remember that in the audience? Government cheese? Yeah, all right there. It was the most amazing stuff in the world. It came in this plain box that looked like one of those things from Velveeta, but it was stamped the U.S. Department of Agriculture. I don't know why we had these type of memories, but it made the best cheese stuff. You could make grilled cheese. You could make 101 different creations. So my dad said he had to really swallow his pride at the time to take that kind of handout and that help. But he said the smile that it gave him when he saw me eating those grilled cheese sandwiches made it worth it. So you know what? You don't always know the impact you're going to have, whether you're at the top or the bottom or someplace in between. But what we had in that family, we had love. And back then it was kind of a bilingual upbringing that I had. So it was ti amo, which is basically in Italian. We constantly told each other we loved each other. Do you know Italian, sir? No, it's okay. Kind of learned, I knew how to ask for the salt and stuff like that growing up. Unfortunately, good start of the story, when I actually started school, because I grew up in a bilingual household, my mom had the brilliant idea that she was going to simultaneously teach us Italian and English. Sounds cool, right? Not so cool when you're in kindergarten, first grade, because when you're trying to learn to read and write, and you kind of have half your alphabet in a different language, you fall behind pretty quickly. And that was kind of my story through elementary school. I barely got out of it. I don't know about you guys. It wasn't a really great place. Best story I have, the pivotal moment, was when Mrs. Prentice handed out those coloring sheets. Do you guys remember when you used to get those coloring sheets when you were in grade school? And she gave one to the class and she forgot me. And I said, Mrs. Prentice, you forgot me. She said, no, I didn't. I thought right then, maybe it wasn't going to be the plan C to be a superintendent, but some point I was going to get into a system and change that. But I struggled through. I was not going to be told that this was going to be who I was going to be. Just because I didn't maybe dress, I didn't have the right shoes, because I had to wear these brown, I don't know, they were kind of like you could wear to anything shoes, church or whatever my mom got, and everybody else had the kind of the cool sneaks. I felt like I didn't fit in, right? Plus, when you're kind of at the bottom and you get all your spelling tests wrong and everything else, you start to internalize that you're not good enough. I remember feeling that way. I remember feeling like, you know what, there's got to be more to life than this. And I think that's where I needed the support of my family and that internal drive to know, and what I encourage, and I'm looking right at this group right here because I see it. I can smell it and feel it. The grit, right? The perseverance that you guys have. And strangely enough, somewhere along the way, I caught because people believed in me. And I kept that belief in myself. I kept in the belief like Mr. Acton over here and the inspiration he gives me. We find a reason to go on. And I think that's what we got to capture right on great nights like this for graduation. So I'm here to tell you a couple quick ones related to that. One is, obviously, it's not where you start, is it? It's where you finish. Nobody can tell you what you're going to end up being. All right? I don't have anything in front of me. I'm about 2 inches about falling off the stage. Believe me, you get to decide where you're going to go and what you're going to be. All right? Those aren't just words, because you know what? If you would have played the odds in my story, I would sure as heck not be here. I probably even made my bosses a little bit nervous behind me hearing about my elementary school experience. I eventually pulled it together, as you guys saw my transcripts recently. Went to college and I did okay. But it's all part of that richness of story. And that's what you guys have also. You know, you have that story in front of you that you get to write. Don't let anybody write it for you, okay? I'm telling you, have heart. And as you guys go out in the world, and I think as Ms. Fons would say, I'm way off script right now already, I'd say focus on that. Be what you think that you want to be and pursue your dreams. When I say that, do that every day. And that can change all the time. That's okay, all right? Have that grit that got you here tonight. It's not a pass, okay? You need to keep that grit, moving forward. It doesn't get easy, right? No free lunches. Well, I might have had a couple free lunches there, as I said earlier, but in general, life is about second chances and knowing that it's a beautiful work in progress, right? Being you, totally. Being you is good enough, all right? Which means that you don't have to rise to anybody else's expectations except your own. And I would say stick with that for your life, and you guys will be happy. Also, I want to tell you, the people that brought you here tonight or supported you, your teachers, your counselors, your parents, your friends, thank them. If you get through the rest of this week without thanking somebody, I'm going to be pretty disappointed. And I got a lot of passion up here, so I'm telling you, it's so important to those people to hear it from you, isn't it, Mr. Acton? To hear the people to say that sense of appreciation, right? It makes a difference. I'd also encourage you, because you guys are the survivors, don't rest on that. Be somebody else's mentor. Stand up for somebody that you see might be struggling. Because we all have those moments in life where we can kind of go this way or that way, right? You can reach a hand out. Because you don't always know what people's path is. You don't know what their struggles are. But when you reach your hand out, offer a little advice and what you guys have survived, it makes a difference, okay? I encourage you to do that. And don't live a boring story, and the relationships you get into, as I'm kind of closing it up here, make sure they're worthwhile. You guys deserve to be happy, healthy, and treated right. And I talk about everybody that you contact in your life. Do not accept less, all right? So when I say, as far as you hear those graduation speeches that tell you that I believe in you and that you can do it and you can do great things, you know what? I'm telling you, it doesn't matter where you start, you guys can all make it, all right? So just in closing, how much respect I have for you guys. You've earned it, right? To the crowd, I say, ti amo, right? My Italian, a little love back. Hello, are you still awake out there? And I wish you good luck in everything you guys do in the future, okay? Peace.
At this point, we are going to turn to the scholarship presentations. We have from the Clarkston Coalition for Youth. Do we have a representative, Tanya? Okay. We'll move on to Waypoint Church, Jill Bell and Chris Horvath.
Well, good evening, and it is a joy to be here with you on this wonderful occasion. And I just wanted to say that we love this school. I started with Krista and the staff and the students, the teachers. We love you guys. We count it a privilege to be able to encourage you guys throughout the year through donuts and cider, through a Thanksgiving feast, an ice cream social, and I hope you're picking up on the theme of food. We definitely love food with you guys. And being able to share the clap out and through our mentor groups. And we love you guys so much. So with that, we're happy to give a scholarship to one of you guys who participated in the mentor groups. And each one of you guys has an amazing story and a wonderful opportunity ahead of you and a wonderful future. But we wanted to help one out through a scholarship. So working with the school and the application process, we're glad to share the winner of our 2018 Waypoint Mentor Scholarship. And before we do that, I do want to just make sure I say, on behalf of Waypoint Church and to all of our 2018 graduates of Renaissance High School, congratulations, and know that you guys are loved.
My name is Jill Bell, and it is with great privilege that I present to you the winner of our Waypoint Scholarship, Eva Hernandez Rosas. I have been blessed to get to know Eva over the past 3 years as her mentor, and I just love you so much. From the first day that she came to mentor group. She has embraced the time with enthusiasm. She has been eager to participate. She's always brought kindness and grace to the mix as our group has changed over the years. And so I'm just so very proud of you, and I just want to say that we love you. Good job, congratulations. Try not to break it. Here we go. That's you.
I think Mr. Ryan has set a standard for us, and we will hold this today. From the Clarkston Rotary Club, I'd like to welcome Mary Sloan.
Thank you. So in the Clarkston Rotary Club, we often have people come to us and our organization and ask us for money to help with projects. But with students at Renaissance over the years, it's been a different story. They've helped us with projects. One year, they raised and contributed money to buy a water filter for an orphanage in Nepal. Another year, they raised money to help us buy books for poor children in Pontiac. Yet another year, they sold pizza and had a chair auction to sponsor a shelter box, which is a Rotary project to help disaster victims around the world. They've also made a generous donation to our Shoes for Kids program at Christmas time. And for 2 years, they raised money to help Rotary fulfill its promise to eradicate polio worldwide. So we at Clarkston Rotary feel really close to the students at Renaissance, and we really appreciate all you do. This year, I'm proud to say we have 2 young people who've earned the Rotary Scholarship. I'd like to tell you about them, and I'm sure you'll agree that they live up to Rotary's 4-way test of the things we think, say, and do. First, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And will it be beneficial to all concerned? The first recipient is described by one of her teachers as conscientious, eager, and determined to put her best foot forward at all time, getting the most she can out of every opportunity she's offered. She's a pleasure to have in class, works to her full potential, and is the top of the class for every assessment. She's always prepared, extremely thorough. She asks pertinent questions and exceeds my expectations when completing assignments in my classroom. It's my pleasure to award the first Rotary Scholarship to Olivia Link. That's what I say. Yay, Olivia. Congratulations. Come and see me after. Okay, very good. Thank you. The second recipient is described by a teacher as an exceptional math student, always striving to do her best, with an eagerness to have a thorough understanding of each topic. She's currently a student in the OTC Health Sciences program with ambitions of college, becoming an EMT, and working in fire rescue. She's a math teacher's ideal student, engaging in the discussion when learning new topics and asking pertinent questions when seeking clarification of new material. Her sense of humor and tenacity make her an excellent addition to our classroom. The second scholarship goes to Bethany Scharf.
We have next Kathy Novak from Clarkston Area Optimist Club.
Well, good evening. Certainly, excuse me, certainly is a pleasure to be here. to see everything that you've accomplished. So on behalf of your Clarkston Area Optimist Club, we extend a heartfelt congratulations to everyone in the 2018 graduating class here at Renaissance High School. Congratulations. So who is this person standing up here? I represent the Optimist Club. I hope you know us. Our club's mission is beautifully simple. We serve to champion the students in our community, and we have been doing this for over 35 years. And to you graduates, hearing 35 years probably seems a really long time ago, hard to believe. But believe it or not, we still have some of our original members who are not only still alive, they are still active and awesome examples of volunteerism in action. And while our volunteerism is directed down many diverse avenues here in our wonderful community, at our core, all of our programs, our sponsorships, our efforts, and our programs like the field day tomorrow for Renaissance are all purposed for the students and for the faculty that support them every day in every school year. So tonight, I have the very fortunate opportunity to show our support and our confidence to one very deserving graduate. I'd like to award a $1,000 scholarship to Ms. Olivia Jane Link.
Next, we have Clarkston Community Church Pastor Greg Heineman.
I am so excited to be here tonight. It is really a privilege, and I have been so inspired already. Did Superintendent Sean just really rock it? I mean, my goodness. You can come preach at Clarkston Community Church sometime, okay? You know, that'd be great. We do just count it such a privilege to partner with you guys and support you guys. It's so inspirational. And so Clarkston Community Church, we have a motivational scholarship. And when I talked to Stacy Youngerman and some others about what this scholarship might be, it's about somebody who has worked so hard. And I have not met this person myself. In fact, I'm so anxious to call her up here right now, and maybe you can get a picture with her. Can we get a picture together? Chloe Helm. Chloe Helm. We have a $500 scholarship that we'd like to give you, Chloe. Can I get a picture with you right now? Can we do that right now? Okay. You and me right here.
We have one more scholarship from Oakland University, and I am going to call Olivia Link up to accept this. This is a $1,500 renewable scholarship each year. Our program now turns to our featured staff speaker. This is usually an honor taken in turns, but as a staff, we discussed the message that we would like communicated to our graduates, and Mr. Godfrey was overwhelmingly selected. Mr. Godfrey is described by his colleagues as talented and able to connect with all students. He inspires staff and students to become better people, or as I like to say, the best version of ourselves. He is classy, caring, and always there. One staff member said he is an example of pure empathy. A student added, he's genuine. With our thanks and appreciation, I would like Mr. Godfrey to share his voice with us on behalf of all the staff today to inspire our students.
Good evening. Good evening. All right. Students, faculty, and families of Clarkston Renaissance High School, it is my pleasure to address you as a representative from the staff on such an amazing evening. And hasn't it been an amazing evening so far? And look, I'm gonna get to this speech, but first I want to take a minute. I'd like to ask the graduates to do me a favor. Graduates, will you look to your left and then look to your right? Okay, when you looked on either side of you, chances are you saw a face that you probably would never have thought would have made it to this point. And if you didn't see that face, chances are, oh, that was you, fam. But the fact that you are here is a testament to all the people that supported and loved you up to this point. And it's no light thing for me to be able to look you in the eye and say that I am genuinely and eternally proud of your accomplishment. So let's get to it. When I think about what it means to be a high school graduate and all that fanfare that comes with commencement ceremonies, I think about the funny hats and the tassels. I think about the gowns and the speeches. Oh, the speeches. I honestly can't put a number on how many commencement speeches I've heard between all the graduations I've attended as a staff member, my own graduations, friends and families' graduations, and the ones that go viral that you see on the internet. There have been so many commencement speeches that I've heard. And I can't seem to think of why I have this controversial thought as I'm thinking about these speeches. And that controversial thought is, they're full of lies. Well, not all of them, and not completely. But it's true that much of what you hear at these events is patently and genuinely false, partially because it's customary to be on some you can conquer the world type vibe, but also because people genuinely believe some things that just aren't true. And given a stage and a microphone, they can't help but pass those lies on to you. But if anybody who knows me knows I'm all about the truth. Unadulterated, unabridged, unfiltered truth. But I do it with love, so you don't realize you got flamed until hours or maybe even days later. So here it is. Here's the truth. Contrary to popular belief, your options and opportunities in this life are not limitless. You do not have unlimited opportunities. All doors are not open to you. There, I said it. Good night, everybody. But in all seriousness, you need to hear this. And parents and families of the graduates, I'll need you to remind your loved ones of these truths in the days, weeks, months, and years to come. Because it's a very important truth that by virtue of your ability to choose and make choices, you are constantly narrowing the number of options available to you. And with every choice you make, you are not just deciding in favor of one path, but you're also deciding against every other existing path. There's an economic principle that describes this phenomenon. Anybody pay attention to Mr. Denver's economics class? I didn't think so. That it's called opportunity choice, right, Mr. Denver? Opportunity choice. This simply refers to all the alternatives you pass up simply by making a decision. Let me give you an example. I'm married. When I exchanged vows with my wife, I wasn't just making a decision in her favor. I was also deciding against literally every other woman in the world. It's true. Yes, in saying I do to Jessica Godfrey, formerly known as Jessica Harris, I was also simultaneously saying I don't to Halle Berry, Beyonce, Rihanna, Miss Rush, my 4th grade homeroom teacher, and basically every babysitter I've ever had. I was a lover, not a fighter. But do you see where I'm going? There's power in the ability to choose. And as graduates, your choices with the choices of your parents and us teachers have led you to this very moment. Understand this. A different set of choices would have yielded a completely different set of outcomes. A completely different set of options. Don't get me wrong, much like Tupac Shakur, you were given this world, you didn't make it. Nobody? There was absolutely many circumstances in your life that you had no control over, that were beyond your control, but shaped your experiences as a person. You didn't choose the families you were born to. You didn't choose your gender or your color of your skin. But you and I, we have to play the hands that we're dealt. So all I'm saying to you is that you must acknowledge the power of your choice. The choices that alter your future in profound ways. Choices that in the moment may not seem all that important, but could ultimately alter the course of your life. So what's the moral of the story? Make good choices. And you might be wondering, how, Mr. Godfrey? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let me suggest 3 steps that could possibly help you continue a life of good choices, like the ones you made that landed you in these seats today. First, you need to determine what you value in life. What are you passionate about? What excites you? What motivates you? What are the most important things to you? Decide now what really matters to you. Second, you need to decide to make choices that are in line with those values. That means living based on what you know to be right, good, and true, not based on what others are doing or what comes the easiest. Third, you need to dismiss behaviors, attitudes, and even relationships that are in opposition to your values. You have to make peace with the fact that living out your values will always eliminate things and people who aren't pushing you towards your destiny. So to recap, determine what's most important to you, decide to make choices based on what's most important, and dismiss everything that blocks you from greatness. If you believe family is important, start by cherishing the one that you have now. Like right now. If you believe time is precious, then don't waste it doing things and being around people that don't push you towards the life that you've been destined to live. If you truly believe your mind and your body are invaluable resources, don't do things that jeopardize your physical or mental health. And listen, I don't issue these challenges because I think they're easy. Many adults, maybe some that you know, are still struggling to live life by their values, still struggling to make choices according to the things that are most important. Some of you know all too well what that looks like. But listen, the sooner you begin making decisions that align you with what you really believe to be most important, the sooner you'll achieve a sense of success and well-being that can't be bought or sold. Look, I'm not telling you what somebody told me. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I know, and I think I could speak for the staff at Renaissance High School when I say that we could have easily chosen more lucrative professions. Seriously. There were other options, is what I'm saying. Ones where workers are respected as professionals and wages reflect our actual contribution to society. But our values, they led us to education. And it didn't stop there. Instead of the cozy ivory towers of traditional high school settings, we searched out an even greater challenge, and we decided to work with students that other schools and teachers may have turned away. And we devote our time and our effort to helping you grow and learn to make good choices. Whether that means staying after school to play basketball, giving rides home, or showing up at a loved one's funeral to show how what hurts you also hurts us. This was and continues to be what we choose every day, every year, year after year. Except Dr. Edick, I guess. He's out. At least Ware's retiring. But listen, more than getting good grades or even making a good living, we want to see you living a happy and healthy life. And it all starts with making good choices. You've already started, and look where it got you. Class of 2018, congratulations. Keep making good choices.
We have for you tonight 3 students that are going to sing for you and speak from the heart to you. And the first one that I'm going to call up, some of you saw me on my phone over there, and you were probably thinking, Fonza's on her phone over there. She's taken ours how many times? I have prepared the lyrics for Avery Carter as she comes up here and sings for us. This is not the one with the MP3 yet.
Yes, you're right. Okay, thank you. Summer sunburn, the smile you earned, stumbles and falls, the lessons you've learned, choices you've made, your first heartbreak, getting too old for the Batman cape, simpler times, wanting to fly, mesmerized by Christmas lights, holding out, giving in, all the what ifs it might have been. Every heart has a story to tell. Some dreams have wings, some are torn at the seams and just sit there on the shelf. If you were to walk in my shoes, you'd see we are all the same. So find the love inside yourself. 'Cause every heart has a story to tell. This part would be like the piano, but we don't have MP3. Ready? A starburst rush, your first real crush. You're bit by a dog, a yellow school bus. Sweet 16, that concert you missed. Your best friend and your first kiss. Learning to fall, wanting it all, believing in Santa Claus. A letter you wrote, a promise you broke, knowing when to say yes and when to say no. Every heart has a story to tell. Some dreams have wings, some are torn at the seams and just sit there on the shelf. If you were to walk in my shoes, you'd see we are all the same. So find the love inside yourself. 'Cause every heart has a story to tell. That was the piano. So far away can take you. Never forget the hearts that shaped you. The love of your life, the 4th of July, the times that you laughed so hard you cried, the first day of ballet, hardships you faced, all the memories along the way. It's the love you lost, the love you made, makes us who we are today. Every heart has a story to tell. Some dreams have wings, some are torn at the seams and just sit there on the shelf. If you were to walk in my shoes, you'd see we are all the same. Find the love inside yourself, 'cause every heart has a story to tell. This is my heart, this is my story to tell. Every heart has a story to tell.
Avery came to us second semester of her senior year, and when I looked at her transcripts and we saw all the chorus and all of the singing that she had done in her high school, we were talking about a song, and yesterday she sent me that one, and when I read all of the words and heard the song, I really felt that that was her way to express to her fellow graduates. So thank you so much, Avery. That was beautiful. Yes, I'm looking at you, Autumn. I am so proud to announce our next speaker, Autumn Whitley. Put my phone away now.
When I was 16, I had a teacher at my old school I was at before I came to Renaissance. She told me, you would be lucky if I ever passed her class. I know she was talking about the class, but in the back of my head, I was wondering if I would ever pass any class or even graduate high school. I didn't think graduation was in my future, and I wasn't even considering the fact that someday I would finish high school. Well, look where I'm at. Throughout my life, I was always looked down upon. I wasn't a straight A student. I wasn't the typical pretty tall blonde, and I tended to get myself in trouble with my big mouth. I felt like everyone looked down on me. After turning 16, I was going through what most typical teenagers do: drama, bullying, boys. It was all too much for me, and I really couldn't handle it. I was severely depressed, and I had a lot of anxiety. My life was crumbling around me. I wanted the American dream: a white picket fence, a college education, get married, and have children. It's all I ever wanted. So many people doubted I could even handle school or have a successful future because of my struggles. I wanted to prove them wrong. I wanted to reach my goals. I had my ups and downs. The haters who doubted me and questioned my ability to make it in my life were all wrong. I could do it, and I did. It was tough, but I did. Just waking up and getting to class was a big deal for me. It was extremely hard, but I managed and I pushed through it. My point of all of this is, do not let other people define your future. Keep on pushing. Try your hardest, put in time, and it will pay off. You can't sit back and let life happen before your eyes. Even if you fall, get back up and keep going. I would like to acknowledge my friends, teachers, family, and my boyfriend for not giving up on me, especially my mom. She was the one who encouraged me to go to class, checked up my grades, made sure my health was okay, and always a shoulder to cry on. Thank you for everything, because I wouldn't be here without you. Thank you to my dad, who wanted the best for me, never judged me, and always saw the best in me. My biggest influence here at RHS were definitely Mrs. P and Miss Youngerman. My first day at RHS, I was a wreck. I came into school in tears and anxious mess. But they helped me feel safe and at home here at Renaissance. Mrs. P was my first hour teacher. At first, she terrified me because she is so loud. But she welcomed me into the family instantly. She checked up on me even when she wasn't my teacher and always pushed me to be better in my classes. Thank you for never giving up on me, Miss P. Also to Mrs. Youngerman, thank you for always being a shoulder to cry on. She was there at any time to vent to and always managed to make me smile and laugh. She helped me get to the stage tonight, and without her, I would have probably dropped out. Fellow graduates, don't give up. Keep trying. Work your heart out. Do your best and always keep a smile on your face. Don't let people define who you are and what your future may hold. You have the power to be successful and make your dreams come true. Congratulations to all of us.
Autumn, thank you for sharing your beautiful speech and your story with all of us. We are incredibly proud of you. Our final student coming up tonight is Stephanie Martin. She will be performing what some of you may remember as our kind of school song, Forever for Me. As when I heard it for the first time, I thought of each and every one of our students and how we're different and unique and zany and all different, including me. And she sang the song for me today, and she's going to share it with you now.
Hold on a sec. Hold on a sec. Oh, wow. We did it, guys. That's all I have to say. All right, I'm good. I'm not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause no one will love you as you are. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. But I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words want to cut me down, I'm gonna send a flood, gonna drown him out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. Another round of bullets hits my skin. Well, fire away, 'cause today I won't let the shame sink in. We are bursting through the barricades and reaching for the sun. We are warriors, yeah, that's what we become. I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for you're glorious.
The first time I saw that movie, The Greatest Showman, I played that song for not only our seniors but our school in a school meeting, and that will forever be my thoughts and wishes and hopes that you all embrace that and know that you're important and worthy. And that was beautiful, Stephanie, just beautiful. Thank you. Well, graduates, now is the time we will confer diplomas. Reading the names tonight is your counselor, Mrs. Stacy Youngerman.
Jacob Gordon McGregor Adams. Kevandre Moran Brown. John William Bonnell III. Avery Lynn Carter. Savannah Jade Duffy. Corey Ryan Erickson. Taylor Jordan Gray. Caitlin Jane Groves. Chloe Lynn Helm. Eva Esperanza Hernandez Rosas. Jenna Pauline Holloway. John Richard Jasso. Casey Lynn Jones. Rachel Nicole Kaskoden. William Kyle LaFoy. Olivia Jane Link. Stephanie Nicole Martin. Brooklyn Annabella McNeil. Cassidy Marie Saint-Amant. Bethany Elizabeth Scharf. Ashley Marie Seaman. Nicholas Todd Smarch. Jeannie Nicole Stevens. Samantha Carol Stiller. Terrence Lee Stroman, Jr. Logan William Welch. Michael William Whitaker III. Autumn Marie Whitley.
Congratulations to the class of 2018. As graduates, you may now move your tassel to the left of your mortarboards. Audience, let me now introduce to you the 2018 Renaissance High School graduates. As our ceremony concludes, the graduates will walk out first, and I'd like to invite all of you to join us in the hallway for light refreshments and punch.